Happy Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about my favorite rom-com. So, I just want to start off by saying, I bet you think, she probably had to watch this movie to get all of her thoughts together. I've been sitting on this one for a while, and I just want to start off by saying, Heath Ledger is a truly versatile actor because he gave us teen heartthrob and terrifying sociopath within the span of just 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. So, sure, Dark Knight didn't come out in 2005, but it was definitely filmed before 2008. Why? Because Heath Ledger died in 2005, and there ain't no way they could CGI him in back then. So, I haven't even said the title. I'm going to put it in the title of the video, but 10 Things I Hate About You is the greatest thing ever. It has teenagers, albeit doing drugs and partying and stuff, which isn't entirely realistic, but it's California. We never know what happens there. Unless you live in California, then I guess you do know. Anyway, so, but they act like teenagers, right? There's a scene where, what's his name? Danny? I don't remember. The popular jock guy that's like the worst and totally creepy for wanting to bang a 15-year-old at the ripe age of 18. Anyway, whatever his name was, I'm pretty sure it was Donnie or something. Anyway, drew a dick on Michael's face. That's the most teenager thing I've ever seen. The only other thing I can think of that portrays teenagers in the most accurate way is Dairy Girls. Oh my god. That's not about that show, though. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because of the misogyny in this movie runs rampant. And I know what you're thinking. I thought you loved this movie. I do. I do love it. And you're supposed to, I think, get that they're all wrong about Kat, who is where the misogyny is directed. So we're going to talk about a couple instances in this movie where people were rude to Kat for no damn reason. Because they were being misogynistic, in part, at least. Some of it was just because it was her. And we're going to go on the Why I Hate Bianca Stratford hate train today, so getting into that one. Okay, she's fine at the end of the movie, to be fair. But still, oh, his name is Joey, isn't it? It's not Donnie. What the frick was that? It's Joey. Joey? That seems wrong. I don't know his name. We're just going to call him, I don't know, that jerk, the popular guy, because I don't remember his name. I remember everybody else's name. Not his. I'm pretty sure it's Joey. I have no idea. I don't want to say that. Because I could easily be getting him confused with Joey Tribbiani. I don't know. I don't remember his name. I could Google it. I'm Googling it. You're getting moved. Okay. Anyway, while my computer loads, we're gonna talk about that. Okay. Basically, I knew Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in this. That's why his voice was so familiar in The Wind Rises. He's Cameron. Joey Donner. That's why I thought his name was Donnie. It's because his last name is Donner. Joey. I was right. His name is Joey Donner. Okay. Anyway, Joey Donner sucks. I'm going to start with... I'm just going to talk about Bianca, because she's the one that we meet, very first Stratford sister we meet. No, whatever. Other than Kat, she's one of the first characters we meet that's actually a problem. So, the first instance I want to mention is when Bogey Lowenstein's party happens. Yeah, so if you don't know, I mean, yes, true, Kat had a date with Patrick, but she 100% was not planning on going until Bianca begged her to go. And you remember that scene? It's such a cute scene, right? Because she's like, please go to the party so that I can go to the party, because I want to go to the party with my friend and the guy I like, even though you hate him. Please, 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 just be my sister. Please do this for me. And Kat figures, why not? You know, Patrick's a nice guy. Maybe I'll run into him. And she's like, okay, I'll go, but for you. And because there's alcohol, and God, I need a drink, you know? And she's like, okay, I'll go. And then her and Bianca and Chastity are like so happy, so they like hug her and they jump around and they're so excited and they're so nice to her. And then they get to the party, right? Patrick comes and picks up Kat, forgot her name for a second. And, you know, Chastity and Joey and Bianca all hang out together. This is also the time where she completely shuts down Cameron and is a complete jerk to him the entire time, and then he starts crying to Patrick about it. And this is a little late in the movie, but we're just going to touch on Bianca. We're going to go character by character, I think. And, you know, Kat sees her sister with Joseph, so she is like, Bianca, don't hang around him, right? And Bianca says, do not address me in public. Excuse me? If she was my little sister, I would punch her in the face. Because how dare you beg me to go to this garbage little party that I don't care about, and then you're a dick to me at said party? No, I would stay in the house for the rest of my life. She would never have fun again. Never. I would be salty. I would sacrifice everything to make sure she never went to another party. I would convince my dad that everybody at that party was a rapist or something so that he wouldn't let my sister go. Her life would suck because I would make it suck. My friend is texting me, it's distracting me. So, dick move, Bianca. And it's ridiculous. That makes me so mad. Bianca is so awful to her. And then when Kat tries to be honest with her, Bianca is like, why didn't you warn me about it? And she's like, I wanted you to make up your own mind about Joey. You know? And the thing is, at that point, Bianca was already done with him. And she didn't tell Kat. She was like, just get out of my room, you worthless piece of shit, for an older sister. I slapped my brother across the face for, like, making a comment about me being bad at video games. I've nearly killed him for less. And this girl is getting away with this crap. I would not have left her room. I would have trashed it. I hate bratty children. Oh my god, I hate her so much. Okay, Joey. We're gonna talk about him now. Now, other than just being a jerk, right, everybody misjudges Kat, even the counselor. What's her name? Oh my god, what is her name? What is it? Whatever, we're just gonna call her the counselor because I'm not Googling anything else tonight. So, the counselor is a jerk, but we don't have to talk about her. She's more interested in writing her raunchy romance novel than literally anything else. So, so Joey used to date Kat. They banged once when they were like 14, so it doesn't really count, you know. And he hates her because she blackmailed him. So, his whole deal isn't that he actually cares about Bianca. She's just really pretty, and he's gonna bet with his friends on being able to nail her just because she's unattainable because her dad doesn't let her date, right? And so that was Jerk E. My favorite instance of him being a douche is when Kat hits his car with her car at the music store. also the hint of fear in her voice when Patrick just shows up. And she's like, "Are you following me?" He's like, "What? No. I was at the laundromat. What?" And but she was so afraid. It was like, dang. Jesus, this is kind of... But Joey parked in not a parking space. He parked in the lane. So he was blocking other people from getting out, plus her. And she backs in to his car, to piss him off, mostly. Patrick laughs at it because he's great. Sorry, got a notification. So that's fun. And then her dad literally is like, "Insurance doesn't cover PMS." Dude, who peed in your cornflakes? Calm down. So that was rude. Everybody is afraid of Kat, and they hate her so much. And the only people who are actually decent to her is throughout the entire movie consistently are Patrick and Cameron, only because he doesn't ever say anything bad about her. He just always, whenever somebody says that she sucks, usually Bianca, he's always like, yeah, she seems a little difficult. He doesn't want to straight up say, this girl's evil, because he doesn't know her. So props to him for that, but there's literally nothing else that even happens. And, like, Michael, he's just in with the gossip. He doesn't actually know her. So anything he says isn't really personal. Also, then he dates her friend. So, I also love the line, "Shit hath hitteth the fan, if." That's so funny. But, the worst instance, I think, is, so you never really see this happen in the movie, but they mention it, is that some guy, don't remember his name, she kicked him in the balls so hard he had to have surgery. And, the counselor's like, "Oh, I heard whoever, I don't remember his name, testicle retrieval operation went well." And she was like, "I still maintain that he kicked himself in the balls." And the counselor's like, basically is like, "How could you do that to this poor boy?" And then she tells Patrick, he asks her, like, "Is it true that you kicked that guy in the nuts so hard he had to have surgery?" And she was like, "Yes." And he goes, "Ugh." And then she says, but he tried to grope me in the lunch line." And then he goes, "Oh, fair enough." And he doesn't, that's not a really big moment or even a really big part of the story, but, like, to me it shows that, like, they demonized her for that because, oh my god, he had to have surgery because she kicked him in the nuts so hard. He had it coming. Like, what on earth? And that is just another, like, they really hate this girl. Bianca is definitely the worst offender. Joey treats her like crap all the time because he thinks he can get away with it. She won't take his crap, but, like, she doesn't mind not having friends. People are so mean to her, and it's not fair. Frankly, it's not fair. And it makes me mad. Anyway, I was gonna watch this movie today, but I don't feel like it. But there is a similar trend with what they do to Patrick, but people are afraid of Kat, so they say bad things about her behind her back. People are afraid of him, so they make up scary, but also kind of epic stories about him, and they leave him alone. They avoid him. And yeah, they avoid Kat, but they're, like, actively demonizing her behind her back, right? And then what they're saying about him is stupid. Like, he ate a live duck. And stuff like he had a porn career, like, or he went to jail. Stuff like that. And it's not nearly, it's mostly just, like, kind of like tough stuff. And then hers is just like, she's disgusting, vile, disgusting, evil woman. And it's like, and her teacher is the worst. Now, her teacher was right. I don't remember his name. The black guy. I don't remember his name. The only teacher in the show. He was right about half of it, telling her, you may complain about feminist stuff, but get this. You are not as oppressed as you think you are. And, you know, but one part that does piss me off is he also hates Joey for yelling at her too. So teacher's cool most part, but one part that does make me mad that he does is she asks him about the paper or whatever they had to write, and he just sent her out of class because he thought she was mocking him. She's never done that. She's always just been like, I don't think that we should read this book because Ernest Hemingway isn't actually that good. And I wholeheartedly agree. Ernest Hemingway is awful. Come for me. Literature fans. Anyway, so he's also kind of part of it, but not super bad. And it is just a very unfortunate situation for all of these characters because, and her dad also does it, because he's like, my precious pure little daughters cannot go out and do awful, disgusting things like get pregnant out of wedlock. Okay, I get that you're like a labor and delivery nurse or whatever, but dude, come on. To be fair, you know, he was right to be worried because of Joey. And Chastity is a bad friend. I want to say that. Because, oh, you think you're all that because the local predator wanted to just gave up on trying to bang your friends and now he's going to bang you? And you think you're better than her for that? Sorry. Sir. I mean, ma'am. Insane. So yeah. And I feel like the reason that Patrick and Kat worked out so well isn't even really because of all the things they have in common. And legitimately, my favorite part in the entire movie, even though it sort of like disrails the plot for a while, is after the party. Oh, actually, no, this is my second favorite part. My favorite part is when they are still at the party and she hits her head on the chandelier. So she's got like a concussion or something, and he takes her, and she's again completely wasted. He takes her out, literally picks her up, and carries her out of this house because he thinks she has a concussion. He's worried about her, and there's like these swings in Bogey Lowenstein's front yard, so they're just sort of like sitting on them, talking, and the line where he says, "Come on, you can't die on me," or whatever, and then I have to start taking out girls who actually like me. And she says, like you could get one. And he says, see that right there. Who needs affection when I can have blind hatred? That is my favorite line. I also like the part where she's like looking at him and she goes, you have a bit of green in your eyes. And he like smiles and then she throws up on his shoes. That's my favorite one. But my second favorite one is in the car when she's like, I want to start a rock band. Again, still drunk because she doesn't really know what she's saying. And he's like, cool. He's being nice to her, which is not something she's used to. And she tries to kiss him, and he hardly rejects her. Because she's drunk. And I hate to quote Gale for Hawthorne, but kissing someone who's drunk doesn't count. Also, that would be taking advantage of her because she's drunk. And he knows that. Literally, he is the only man in this entire movie who isn't being a raging maniac the entire time. Yes, he does drill a hole through a textbook because why not? And he does a bunch of crazy stuff, but he's the only person who respects this girl at all. And it is really sad because she's actually nice and cool. People just don't want to get to know her because she's rough around the edge. Also, this might be me projecting because I have always been like that, but whatever. People don't make up rumors about me. Every terrible and ridiculous thing that they ever said about me in high school was completely true. Not so much in middle school. They thought I had lice because I scratched my head. Yeah, okay. I will admit, sometimes I did go overboard to freak people out. I thought it was funny. In high school, they made fun of me because I couldn't drive. Accurate. I can't drive. They made fun of me because I didn't understand people's boundaries, when in reality, the one person who started that rumor, wouldn't tell me what I was doing wrong, so I didn't know. That's her fault, completely. But again, true. else that I didn't say excuse me when I passed people in the hallway. Yeah, no, I didn't do that because I have places to be, I don't have time. And I don't care. I frankly just didn't respect anybody I ever shoved past enough to say anything. So, sorry. Anyway, but again, all the stuff they said about me in high school was true. Not being able to keep a secret, that's true. I've been better at that lately, but at the time, I could not keep my mouth shut. And usually it was because I would tell people who, like, I had to tell somebody, right, or I was going to explode. So I would tell somebody that I trusted, and then they would break that trust. So, yeah, thanks for that, everyone. I'm not going to name names, but it doesn't matter. Julia! But, okay, that's enough of that. Basically, this movie's great. Kat is mistreated constantly, and Bianca is the worst sister ever. Also, Heath Ledger is the best actor. He's so amazing. I love him. The only reason I actually like Batman is because he's in it. I will say Christian Bale's the best Batman. What I really mean, Heath Ledger is the best Joker. And I hate Rachel. This isn't about Batman, but I hate Rachel. I don't like her. Because Two-Face might have been her fiancé. She was the one who was really a two-faced bitch. You're gonna flirt with Bruce Wayne his entire life and then marry some other dude only to get blown up in a warehouse? And leave Bruce a letter like, sorry I lied to you. I'm marrying Harvey. Girl, please get it together. This is not a Batman video. This is a 10 Things I Hate About You video. Anyway, that I'm now ending. It is over. We're done. I got my 2 cents in. Bianca sucks. Joey Donner is a whore. And that is all I have to say. It's a great movie. Recommend it.